At the start of the movie, we meet Jack Delroy, the host of a popular late-night talk show called Night Owls, which competes with The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. Through his TV connections, Jack often visits a private California retreat called The Grove, a place where wealthy and powerful men gather. In 1976, Jack's life fell apart when his wife Madeline, who didn't even smoke, was diagnosed with terminal lung cancer. That October, she appeared on his show for the last time, giving Night Owls its highest ratings ever, though it still couldn't beat Carson's numbers. 2 weeks later, Madeline died. Her death deeply affected Jack and caused him to pause the show for a while. When he finally returned, Night Owls never reached its old success again. Desperate to win back viewers, Jack decided to air a special Halloween episode in 1977, themed around the occult and the supernatural. The show was broadcast live from the Manhattan studio. What the audience would later see is said to be the real, uncut master tape from that night, along with never-before-seen backstage footage. The special episode featured several guests: a psychic named Christou, a skeptical magician known as Carmichael the Conjurer, a parapsychologist and author named Dr. June Ross Mitchell, and her young patient, Lily. During the live broadcast, Christou claimed to hear the name Peterson. A man from the audience corrected him, saying it was actually Peterman. Jack walked over to speak with the man, who explained that Peterman was his wife's maiden name. Christou then insisted that the man's wife's spirit was in the room. But the man laughed and said his wife was still alive. She'd simply run off with his neighbor 5 years earlier. Christou quickly tried to recover, explaining that the bright studio lights and cameras might have scrambled the spiritual signal. Moving on, he approached 2 women and asked, "Who is connected to Edward?" One of them replied that her little brother's name had been Edmund. Christou asked if Edmund had taken his own life, and she confirmed it. He then told her that Edmund's spirit wanted her and their mother to know he was at peace and sorry for the pain he caused. The audience and Jack clapped for Christou's reading, and Jack announced they were about to take a short break. Suddenly, Christou began screaming. His whole expression changed as he said something powerful was happening. He now clearly heard the name Minnie. Jack asked if anyone in the studio knew that name, but no one did. Christou said the spirit wanted to talk to an unmarried man who was wearing a wedding ring. Right then, the studio lights flickered, startling the crowd. Christou soon calmed down and said that the spirit named Minnie had left the room. After the commercial break, Jack introduces Carmichael, who starts his act with an impressive magic trick that grabs the audience's attention. Carmichael then explains that he doesn't believe in the supernatural, saying there's always a scientific reason behind strange events. He insists that until real proof is shown, he'll keep exposing so-called psychics as frauds. To back up his claim, he even offers a $100,000 reward to anyone who can prove their abilities are real. Jack asks Carmichael what he thinks of Christou's performance earlier. Carmichael replies that Christou is a talented entertainer using old magician tricks. He points out that Christou got several details wrong before finally landing on one that seemed close. Jack argues that Christou's connection to Edmund's spirit felt real, but Carmichael shrugs it off, saying, "Even a broken clock is right twice a day." Angry, Christou splashes water on Carmichael and storms off the stage. Jack quickly urges him to come back for one final reading. When Christou returns, he looks at Jack and asks, "Who is Minnie?" Jack quietly explains that Minnie was the nickname of his late wife, Madeline, and that he's the unmarried man wearing a wedding ring Christou mentioned earlier. Still doubting, Carmichael challenges Christou to call forth the spirit of Jack's wife, offering $500,000 if he succeeds. Suddenly, Christou collapses and vomits black liquid all over Carmichael, horrifying the crowd. In backstage footage, Christou's health rapidly declines, and he's rushed to his dressing room. Carmichael privately accuses Jack of telling Christou about his wife's nickname ahead of time to fake the scene and boost ratings. After the next break, Jack returns to the stage and tells the audience that Christou is getting medical attention. He then introduces a book titled Conversation with the Devil by Dr. June Ross Mitchell. A short video plays, showing June's Sci Research Center and the First Church of Abraxas. Its leader, Xander Dabo, preaches that Abraxas is beyond good and evil, only driven by desire and power, and demands human sacrifices from his followers. The FBI had once investigated the cult for serious crimes like kidnapping and illegal weapons, and there were even rumors they were breeding children for sacrifice. After a 3-day standoff in 1974, Dabo ordered everyone to set the house on fire. When the flames died down, agents found only one survivor, a terrified 10-year-old girl named Lily, whose memories were broken and unclear. The FBI, unsure if her survival was part of Dabo's plan, sent her to June's research center for study. During her very first session, Lily suddenly began screaming in a deep, demonic voice. During another break, June warns Jack that Lily had mentioned his name while in a trance, and she begs him not to summon the demon on live television. Moments later, Leo, one of the crew members, tells Jack that Christou has died from internal bleeding on the way to the hospital. When the show returns, Jack interviews June about her parapsychology research. She explains that her work mixes age regression therapy with ancient satanic rituals to understand the entity inside Lily. Jack asks if this being is Abraxas himself, but June says she believes it's a lesser demon serving Abraxas. Lily tells Jack that the demon inside her is called Mr. Wriggles. She explains that he wriggles into her head and then out again. She also says that June once told her everyone has a demon inside them. Suddenly, strange noises and movements start happening around the studio. Carmichael claims it's just speaker feedback, but Lily insists it's Mr. Wriggles making his presence known. Jack asks if Mr. Wriggles is in the studio and whether they can invite him onto the show. June objects, warning that summoning him without protection is extremely dangerous. But after some pressure from Jack and the producers, she reluctantly agrees to continue. During the next break, Jack tells June that this is her chance to prove the skeptics wrong. June is angry and shaken, and Gus, the floor manager, warns Jack not to mess with powers he doesn't understand. Jack insists he's doing it to save the show's ratings. After the break, June tells the audience to stay calm no matter what happens. She begins the ritual and puts Lily into a trance. Soon, Lily starts twitching and speaking in a deep, demonic voice, saying she knows who Jack is. Possessed, she turns toward the audience and asks who they are. The entity then looks at Jack and says it's good to see him again, claiming they once met among the tall trees. It mocks June by revealing that she and Jack are having an affair. Furious, June slaps Lily, but the demon quickly attacks her. June tries to defend herself with a protective charm, but the demon only laughs and mocks her. Lily suddenly levitates into the air, then crashes back to the floor. June tearfully apologizes, and Jack nervously turns back to the viewers. Carmichael steps in, demanding to explain the trick. During the next break, Gus tells Carmichael that Christou has died, and Leo informs Jack that several crew members have quit in fear. When the show resumes, Carmichael insists there's no demon, only hypnosis and suggestion. Jack angrily calls him heartless. To prove his theory, Carmichael decides to demonstrate hypnosis on Gus. He puts Gus under and convinces him that his body is crawling with worms. The audience watches in horror as Gus screams and scratches at his skin. Carmichael snaps him out of it, and Gus remembers nothing. When the footage is replayed, it's revealed that the worms were just an illusion. Lily, now calm, suggests they review June's earlier footage. But when they do, everyone is shocked. The supernatural events are still visible on tape. Frame by frame, an apparition of Madeline, Jack's late wife, appears standing behind him. Carmichael accuses Jack of faking the entire event. Suddenly, Lily becomes possessed again. Electricity surges through her body as the studio lights flicker wildly. She floats into the air, her hands glowing with energy. In a violent outburst, she kills Gus, slashes June's throat, and sets Carmichael on fire, burning him alive. Jack tries to run, but he finds himself trapped in a twisted, nightmarish version of his show. There, Minnie, the spirit of Madeline, appears, repeating her final words from her last TV appearance. It's revealed that Jack had met the demon before at the Grove, where he made a secret deal that brought him fame and success. The price was Madeline's cancer and her eventual death. Her spirit now pleads with him to end her suffering. In tears, Jack uses a ritual dagger to stab her. But when the illusion fades, he realizes in horror that he has actually stabbed Lily. As the camera pans out, Jack stands surrounded by the bodies of his guests. The sound of police sirens grows louder in the distance.